Hello, hello Libra. Welcome to your November 2019 overview reading. This is good for you if you're a Sun, Moon, or Rising Libra. And before we get started, I just want you guys to know that I have a lot of stuff coming up. If you want to stay on top of that, make sure you sign up for my newsletter. It's in the description box. And I have the 2020 overview readings coming out soon. So I'm thinking like early December is when I'll be releasing those. So make sure you take a moment to subscribe or sign up for that newsletter so you know when those come out. And don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And I'm going to lay this spread out and then we will get started. All right, let's get into the Oracle cards. First thing, Beloved. I actually don't want to overread this card in particular. Usually when just one word comes up, I'm kind of like, leave it alone, don't touch it. So just wherever you felt that in your body or wherever that landed for you, right? Did it make you contract? Did it make you expand? Check in with your body as you're just kind of letting that message settle, and that's going to give you the information that you need to get from that card, if that makes sense. Moving on, we have Play. Enjoy yourself this month. It's going to be a good time to relax, seek out activities that are fun for you, hang out with friends, celebrate where you can, you know, find a way to incorporate pleasure and play along the way. Otherwise, you're constantly going to be waiting for the right time. And then we have Vulnerability. Take the first uncomfortable step. Don't wait for others. Tell someone how you feel. Be responsible as you do it. Lead others through the pulsing of your open heart. Okay. It's very similar to that Play card in the sense that play and pursuing pleasure is a vulnerable act. So this has more to do with the communication, like doing the uncomfortable thing, putting yourself out there, allowing yourself to be vulnerable. That's where it goes. Okay, now this spread is different. We have past, present, future in the center. These are oracle cards. And then I have your outer world and your inner world. So, and there's no timeline. So, first thing coming up is get out of your own way. So it looks like you were actually creating a lot of obstacles and barriers. At least that's where it's coming up in the past position. That seems to be what's showing up. And so it looks like this has already occurred. I think you're already more open, more available, more willing to get out of your own way, or this is something that's already been done. And then we have in the present time, ride the wave, see where it takes you. Don't force. So this isn't going to be a good month to try to force something into working. You're just going to have to kind of wait and see what happens in order to get to the next place. So just let it ride, see where it takes you, see where it goes. That's the best thing that you can do for yourself right now. In the future position, it's okay to feel feelings. Really a lot coming up with this vulnerability, with this communication, feeling the feelings, just allowing yourself to float. And especially with this card, it's very, very tender. Same thing, there's a lot of inner child stuff coming up. There's a lot of that movement around what tenderness you have within yourself. Let's go ahead and look at your outer world, your external experience. Strength, personal power. This is a you can do it card, right? Maybe you're scared about something or you're having some resistance to something. Maybe there's still a residual process of you getting in your own way. This is reminding you that you are able to break out of those. Just be extra gentle with yourself and know that you've done this before. A lot of the time when we come up against something, while it may feel very different, there are fragments of it that we've been in that position before. So just pay attention to that. And then we have the King of Wands. Know where your energy is going. This is a lot of like Leo energy coming off of here. So I think it's kind of like an indication that this is what you want to bring into your outer world in part. It seems like this has more to do with your energy, your perseverance, without forcing. This actually has to do with the energy that you're bringing, not how much force you're applying. That's the difference. So instead of looking at it as I need to bully my way into the next thing that I want, or I need to suffocate it into making it work, it's about just showing up and seeing where things go, you know, riding the wave and seeing where it takes you. And then we have Judgment. Make a decision. Ha ha ha. I'm gonna clarify the Judgment card just to see what's going on with that. The Magician. So it will manifest faster if you take time to make the decision. So one of the things that really trips people up when it comes to manifestation or creating your reality, anything like that, is they don't take enough time to actually make the decision and figure out what they want. They start manifesting, you know, they dive into magician work without actually figuring out what feels best for me. And so in your external world, it seems like the process to getting here is just showing up with your full authentic self, allowing yourself to play and enjoy where you're at, be vulnerable also with yourself, like what's really going on, what is your heart wanting, and making a decision from that space. And that's how it's going to be able to materialize in the physical. So the Judgment card is saying this is how you make it a reality. It's by deciding. You make the decision, this is what you're going to get. And then the Magician is what supports you from there. So that Magician card is just saying the decision is what makes it a reality. That's what's going to make it materialize in part, along with all of the other stuff that you need to do for manifestation. But that key piece of just getting specific and grounded in the ask is a big part of it. Now, your internal world, what's going on emotionally, spiritually, internally. Two of Wands, I think you have a goal. It's weird. I say weird as in it's like there's an emotional goal or an emotional place where you want to be, because the Two of Wands is kind of like, I have this roadmap, I have this, you know, I'm navigating through this. And so the Two of Wands is just saying there's probably an end result that you're looking for. And so just watch yourself for getting too locked up in, I can't do X until I experience Y. Try not to set too many of those conditions up for yourself, but it's okay for you to have goals around your healing or your availability or where you want to get internally. That's all good stuff. Just don't tie your hands behind your back. And then we have the Five of Swords, feeling like there's probably some stuff that isn't working. In part, this has to do with you taking inventory. Otherwise, this is going to get really mucky. Meaning, if you're not clear and you start building from a space that isn't clear, you're going to have to go back, revise, and crop out a bunch of stuff. So your internal experience seems to be one of decluttering, like moving away from anything that's causing a lot of hardship. That's what the Five of Swords is. It's the end of a battle, the end of trouble, the end of a difficult time. So it's nice seeing this, but it also might require you to take some action. And then card number 3, we have the Three of Swords. This has been coming up quite a lot. I'm going to clarify it. Ten of Knives. Okay, so you have Ten of Swords. It looks like you're not getting a break on that. It might be this is grief from something that you've experienced, like something that's already happened. The nice thing about this position, and I've only seen the Three of Swords pop up here, I think, out of all the readings that I've done. but you have it's okay to feel feelings. You have all this vulnerability on the table. And so you have to get this out of your system. You don't want the grief to just be stored inside of your body, or you don't want the loss to be stored within your body, because then it's going to pop up in a bunch of dysfunctional ways if you don't discharge it. And so the 10 of Swords and the 3 of Swords, they're giving you the opportunity to process that, heal it, shed some light on it, be tender with that part of yourself, and that's how it's actually going to repair, and it's going to heal ultimately. So you have a good opportunity to not ignore this part of yourself, but just process whatever needs to come up to the surface, whatever has been maybe holding you back or making you feel as though you can't be your full self, or you can't be vulnerable, or you are in your own way. All of that's kind of coming to a head and being dismantled. So I don't see this as being bad by any means. It's just that you're going to have to look at your stuff. That's ultimately what that's about. Okay, now let's do a 3-card pick. So you're welcome to take a deep breath, ask a question, ask for guidance, clarity, whatever you're needing. Okay, card number 1, Page of Pentacles. Be willing to show up. If you're not willing to show up, then it's hard for things to meet you. And I also see this as you showing up for yourself. What do you need to take care of? What do you need in order to feel like you're supporting yourself and you're experiencing that internally? Do what's good for you. Show up for the right things within yourself. Card number 2, we have the 8 of Wands. Things are going to be moving quickly. I see this as just like high speed. So make sure you take a breather, make room for play, especially if you have a lot of work, career, academia stuff going on. Just find pockets of joy wherever you can so that this doesn't just bulldoze you. So the 8 of Wands is just saying fast-paced, expect this month to just blow by in an instant, and give yourself the opportunity to catch your breath. And then card number 3, we have the 5 of Swords. Again, this is the end of a battle. That's ultimately what this is about. It's kind of like, okay, you're free, you've won, the hardship is over. So you can kind of expect ease, anticipate ease. I know so many of us are used to expecting the worst or feeling into the worst case scenario is the one that I need to work with so that I can protect myself. This is saying, you know, that seems to be shifting out and you have things moving forward. So anticipate this. Thank you so much for stopping by and hanging out with me for a bit, everybody. Don't forget to check me out on Instagram at Onyx Healing. And as always, if you need to work with me one-on-one, you are more than welcome to book a session with me. I am available. So just go to onyxhealing.com or check out the link in the description box for more ways to work with me. I have a lot of good stuff coming up in the coming months. And I also offer more readings on my newsletter, just like little readings that you get sent to your inbox every Sunday. And so go sign up for my newsletter if you're interested in all sorts of content and more readings. And until next time, have a beautiful November, everybody, and I will talk to you later. Have a good one. Bye-bye.